W8VPV. Repeater. Net. W8VPV. Repeater. PL110.9.
Good evening, and welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club's Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. My name is Russ, and my call is KD8VYT. But for this presentation of Newsline, I will be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Without further ado, this is Amateur Radio Newsline.
Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2504 with a release date of Friday, October 24th, 2025. To follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. Ham TV makes its first Eris contact in 7 years. 2 prominent silent keys hit the ham radio community hard, and we catch up with a DXpedition where almost everything seemed to go wrong. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2504 comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's independent, on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now, reporting from Union, Kentucky, here's Neil Rapp, W8VPV.
The Amateur Radio on the International Space Station program has reason to celebrate. With the help and hard work of technicians, engineers, and other team members, Eris marked the first contact in 7 years that made use of ham TV, a QSO between the first Radford Semel Scout Group in the UK and NASA astronaut Johnny Kim KJ5HKP on the 18th of October. The digital amateur TV transmitter based in the Columbus module permits the audience to view live video downlinks during their contacts with the astronauts. As he called up to the space station to say the team and the European ham TV ground stations were ready, Sierra Morgan M0XTD, the Eris operations lead for the UK, dedicated the call to Gaston Bertels, ON4WF. Gaston was at the helm of the ham TV technical team until he became a silent key in December 2024. He had been a key player in getting the LS band antennas installed on the Columbus module. Ham TV operated until 2018 when its failure brought it back to Earth so repairs could be made. The unit was returned to the ISS in 2024. This past July, it resumed its transmissions, and members of the British Amateur TV Club who were standing by for those first signals happily reported good copy. To see the ham TV contact between the ISS and the Scouts, visit the YouTube channel of SP5LOT at the link in the text version of this week's newscast. Amateur radio operators around the world are grieving the loss of a scholar, a DXpeditioner, and a friend to many. Graham Kemp, VK4BB, tells us about him.
Hams and non-hams around the world alike got to know Charlie Harpole after the earthquake and tsunami that ravaged Thailand and other regions in Southeast Asia in December 2004. Charlie, whose numerous call signs included K4VUD, HS0ZCW, and VU3CHE, became a line of communication for major broadcast networks and print media as the tragedy and rescue efforts unfolded. Charlie was already well known as a film and communications scholar and professor in the United States. An active DXpeditioner and ham radio advocate, he was reported by the Daily DX as having become a silent key. His contributions over the years included testing out the new 5 megameter band, followed by a successful completion of the first two-way transatlantic contact on that band via ham radio on July 4, 2003. An article in the student newspaper of the University of Central Florida, where Charlie had been a professor, recognized the vital role he played during the 1996 Liberian Civil War, contacting a missionary confined in a compound there amid the fighting and relaying information he was requested to pass along by the UN and the US State Department. The world heard more from Charlie in December 2004. He'd been filming and providing support to the VU4 DXpedition on Andaman Island when the tsunami disaster swept over South Asia. As DXpeditioners switched to handling health, welfare, and emergency communication messages, Charlie returned to Thailand, where he and his wife were living to provide radio support for recovery efforts after the loss of conventional communication. He also provided real-time information to many of the world's media organizations, including MSNBC and CNN. Charlie was 80 years old. This is Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
A ham who devoted his life to the celebration of amateur radio's history and evolution has become a silent key. We hear more about him from Cell MB KB3 TZD.
John Dilks III, K2TQN, so loved the old rigs, the crystal sets, the spark transmitters, and the keys that he assembled a collection of them, ham radio artifacts from amateur radio's earliest days, and called it the John Dilks Old Radio Museum. History was so much his passion and expertise that at one point he was asked to consult and provide radios for the 2013 film Paranoia featuring Harrison Ford when it was shooting outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. John, who was first licensed in 1956 as KN2TQN, became a silent key on the 12th of October. Readers of QST magazine remember his monthly column, Old Radio, which ran in the ARRL publication from 2000 to 2014. Members of the Antique Wireless Association recall him, too, as a respected member. According to his online obituary, his love of history extended beyond the evolution of amateur radio. He often gave presentations that touched on great moments in history, including radio's role in the 1923 expedition to the North Pole and its role as well aboard the ill-fated Titanic luxury liner. In his volunteer work with the World Peace Camp in 1989, he devoted time to helping children earn their amateur radio licenses. John was 84. This is Phil Emby, KB3 TZD.
Broadcast radio station licenses in Canada will no longer have an expiration date, as we hear from John Williams, VK4JJW.
The Canadian Radio, Television and Telecommunications Commission will no longer require broadcast radio stations to renew their licenses. As part of a rule it said it's adopted to help stations save money and shrink administrative burdens. The Commission said it was hoping the action would amount to a boost for terrestrial broadcasting, which, while facing challenges recently, nonetheless remains a vital source of news, information and culture. A report on the Radio World website said that the open-ended licenses will replace those that presently have a maximum term of 7 years. The Commission will phase in all the new licensing framework as the stations apply for their renewals. In a statement, the CRTC assured broadcasters that station monitoring would still be vigilant despite the switch to the open-ended licenses. Compliance reviews, which traditionally have occurred at the time of license renewal, will instead be conducted as needed. This is John Williams, VK4JJW.
The Halloween tradition known as the Pumpkin Patrol may not be as much fun as trick-or-treating, but in a number of northern New York State counties it has become a lifesaver. Travis Lisk, N3ILS, tells us why.
Halloween can be a time for mischief, and that mischief can turn deadly, as it almost did in 1976, when an object thrown from a bridge over the New York State Thruway smashed the windshield of a truck below. The shattered glass injured the driver, who was talking on a Citizens Band radio at that time. The other CB radio operator heard that the trucker was in distress and decided immediately that she and 2 friends would bring their radios to that overpass and 2 others in their county and stand watch the next evening. New York State Police now conduct the Pumpkin Patrol in various counties traversed by the Thruway, and for more than 4 decades, ham radio operators have been there too. This year, the teams of volunteer radio operators will be out on the nights of October 30th and 31st, keeping in constant touch with a net control station that can call for emergency response if necessary. They are, of course, hoping it will not be necessary. This is Travis Lisk, N3ILS.
Amateur Radio Digital Communications has a mission to support the tinkers, the dreamers, and the builders who keep ham radio strong. They recently issued a reminder that they are actively looking for applicants. Kevin Trotman, N5PRE, tells us how your own workbench might be of interest to them.
Grants are available from Amateur Radio Digital Communications, which is giving top priority to projects in one of several areas, supporting satellite technology for ham, analog, and digital communications, developing hands-on, open source, and educational materials and projects for learners in schools and clubs, and delving into open source hardware and software systems that include SDRs, new modulation techniques, and codec technologies. ARDC said that projects outside these areas would also be welcome to apply, but that these areas are closest to the core of the organization's goal of, quote, promoting the freedom to tinker, build, communicate, and openly share information, end quote. Details can be found at the link in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. This is Kevin Trotman, N5PRE.
Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the Mid-State Amateur Radio Club W8VPV repeater in Greenwood, Indiana, on Sundays at 7 p.m. local time. Parts of the world, emergency communicators continue to promote the use of the amateur service as well as other modes and methods to the next generation. Jim Meachins at L2BHF tells us how hams in India are continuing to make that transition.
In India, ham radio operators are focusing more on DMR, digital mobile radio, as an alternative to analog VHF, UHF, and HF. 50 young hams were recently given training in DMR programming and operating by the Indian Academy of Communication and Disaster Management and the West Bengal Radio Club, led by Jayanta VU2TFR and Sumaya VU3FWK. According to the club secretary, Ambrashnak Biswa VU2JFA, this was the first hands-on training in DMR for radio operators who will be using DMR in the vast remote Delta region known as the Sundarbans. Deepak Chakraborty, VU2TLW, the Academy's vice principal, told the group afterwards that DMR's potential in such remote areas has prompted the Academy to plan yet another workshop focusing specifically on those challenged regions. Meanwhile, in the Philippines, members of the Ham Radio Emergency Communications Group Incorporated, DX1HAM, devoted part of the 68th Annual Jamboree on the Air Scouting activities on October 18th to teach Boy Scouts of the Philippines the basics of operating two-way radios. The hams were preparing the next generation to be familiar with the kind of radios used by licensed emergency communicators when severe storms imperil public safety in their Western Pacific Island archipelago. This is Jim Meachin, ZL2BHF.
In Scotland, hams who operate on the microwave frequencies are registering now for a day-long program in November where they can share ideas. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, tells us what's happening.
Microwave fans, whether newcomers or long-time enthusiasts, are preparing to attend the 13th Scottish Microwave Roundtable on the 1st of November at the Museum of Communication in Burnt Island, Fife. The roundtable will have available microwave test facilities and attendees will be able to purchase components and other items. The GM4 LBV trophy will be presented as part of an annual construction competition held in memory of Scottish microwave enthusiast John Eaton. It bears the call sign of John, who became a silent key in 2012. For details about the event or registration information, see the link in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
In the world of DX, listen for the call sign Z66IPA, which is on the air through to the 3rd of November from Kosovo. It is being activated by S58MU and S50X on 160 through 10 meters. The pair will participate in the CQ Worldwide Sideband Contest on the 25th and 26th of October as Z68MU and Z68WW. QSL to all calls via S58MU. Listen for operators from Argentina's Yaguarete DX group using the call sign CP7DX from Bolivia from the 31st of October to the 10th of November. They will operate sideband at FT8 on 160 through 6 meters, as well as via EME. Kazu M0CFW will be on the air as 3B9-M0CFW from Rodriguez Island, IOTA number AF017 from the 21st through to the 29th of October. He will participate in the CQ Worldwide DX Sideband Contest using the call sign 3B9KW. Gil FM5FJ will be using the call sign J79FJ from Dominica, IOTA number NA101, from the 20th through to the 29th of October using CW sideband and perhaps some FT8. He will also participate in the CQ Worldwide DX Sideband Contest with the J75A team. Listen for members of the Tango Alpha Ham Radio Club, YM1KE, using the call sign TC29TC through to the 29th of October. They are celebrating Republic Day in Turkey, which is also on the 29th. QSL via EQSL. For QSL details of all stations, please refer to QRZ.com. Our last story this week is for all the dreamers and the doers whose plans don't always work out. Ralph Squillace, KK6ITB, takes us to the South Pacific for that story.
Operating from the Manihiki Atoll in the North Cook Islands had been the shared dream of 5 hams from the Western Washington DX Club. They weren't just activating the 68th most wanted DXCC entity, they were dreaming of pileups. The pileups they got were the unwanted pileups of malfunctions, which began not long after they put the call sign E51MWA on the air on the 9th of October. 12 hours in, their solar plant experienced a voltage loss, and they were unable to start their backup generator. The team went QRT for several hours. Back on the air during the next few days, they suffered the failure of a power strip, they lost the use of one radio, and then the high-power bandpass filters for 17 and 12 meters failed to work. The final blow to their dream came on the 14th of October with a local power outage. The team got their backup generator started, but then the generator and the power stations building both caught fire and were destroyed. It was time to go home to Washington State for Rob, N7QT, Brian, N9ADG, James, KC7EFP, Robin, WA7CPA, and Jack, N7JP. The 6th operator, Violetta, KN2P, a 21-year-old contester, was also scheduled to move on. She was headed to the PJ2T youth-led operation in Curacao for the CQWW SSB contest. The team's plan had been to be on the air at Manihiki until October 20th. Instead, they posted a message on their website on the 14th, quote, "Without power options, the team has no choice but to go QRT," end quote. 6 days ahead of schedule, it was over. As they packed, they added one more thing to their cargo. Big plans that they alluded to in a message on their website. They wrote, quote, "As the team packs equipment for return shipment to the U.S., we are already thinking of the next D-Expedition," end quote. This is Ralph Squillace, KK6ITB. If you haven't sent in your ham radio haiku yet, what's stopping you? Visit our website at arnewsline.org, and as you compose your ode to your favorite online activity, we will help you use the correct number of syllables to make an authentic haiku. Submit your work and then sit back and wait to hear whether you are the winner of this week's challenge. The winner gets a shout-out on our website where everyone can find the winning haiku. With thanks to Adams Perfect Funeral Home, Amateur News Daily, Amateur Radio Digital Communications, and Barj Nag Biswa, VU2JFA, AMSAT News Service, Barathi, VU2RBI, Central Florida Future, David BR, K7DB, the Daily DX, 425DX Bulletin, E51 MWA website, Facebook, FCC, National Institute of Amateur Radio, the Philippine Star, QRZ.com, Quarter Century Wireless Association, Radio World, San Angelo Amateur Radio Club Archives, Scottish Microwave Roundtable, ShortwaveRadio.de, South Jersey DX Association, Wireless Institute of Australia, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Neil Rapp, W8VPV in Union, Kentucky, saying 7-3, and as always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2025. Amateur Radio Newsline retains ownership of its material even when retransmitted elsewhere. All rights are reserved.
This concludes our Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. Net to start in about 9 minutes.
W8VPV. Repeater. W8VPV. Repeater.
Good evening. Calling all amateur radio operators. Welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Monday night VHF UHF net. My name is Frank. My call is W8EZT, but for the purposes of this net, I'll be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is an open, directed net. All amateur radio operators are invited and encouraged to check in. You do not need to be a club member. All traffic will go through net control, and since emergency traffic may break in at any time, please leave a brief pause between transmissions. The purpose of this net is to bring together all amateur radio operators for the exchanging of amateur-related ideas and information, to enhance net operating practices and to keep our members up to date about club happenings. This net meets here every Monday evening at 8:30 p.m., preceded by Amateur Radio Newsline at 8:01. We'll start with some announcements, then take check-ins from any officer or member who has an announcement of general interest for the club. Once that's complete, we'll take check-ins, call signs only please, 5 at a time. I'll confirm the call before moving to the next, then we'll go back, work those 5 check-ins, and repeat that 5 at a time until we're done. If you're a regular participant, I'll probably recognize you by call sign. If not, please give your call, repeat it phonetically, followed by your name and location. When all check-ins have been worked, I'll repeat the announcements and then close the net. We also operate an HF plus 6 band exploration net starting at 9:30 after this net. The approximate frequencies will be posted on our webpage and will be announced on this repeater immediately prior to 9:30. Tonight we will be on 80 meters at approximately 3.827 megahertz. Exact frequency will depend on band activity and QRM. Please join us if you have the privileges and the equipment. Right, announcements. This Wednesday, I'm going to be up at the clubhouse starting about 5 o'clock trying to do some cleanup and organization. We had to move everything around to get the new windows in there. If anybody would like to join me, you're certainly welcome to. No official project going on up there. We're just going to try to get it organized and get ready for the winter. Just a reminder, this coming Sunday, November 2nd, in addition to the Mansfield Maps Hamfest, is the time change. You need to turn your clocks 1 hour back, so keep that in mind. Wednesday, November 12th, will be our last meeting of 2025 at the Pilgrim United Church of Christ. Ken Dorsey will be doing a presentation on free DV. This is a new digital mode in which voice is digitally encoded. It seems to work very well with fading and low levels of signal. I think it'll be a very interesting program, so definitely want to get involved here. This will be at the Pilgrim United Church of Christ, 7:30 p.m. This meeting will be Zoomed, so if you can't see it in person, by all means you can Zoom in. Again, this will be the last meeting of the year, and as a thank you to the church, we'd appreciate it if you could bring a can of some kind of canned food. Everything is open except tomato soup. They seem to have a surplus of that. Sunday, November 16th, we have a VE session. This will be at the Cuyahoga Falls Library. Details or sign-up sheet is on the Cuyahoga Falls webpage under Become a Ham. Sign up in advance as needed. If you know somebody who wants to get their ham license or upgrade, by all means you'll want to sign up for this. And finally, the last get-together, the last official get-together for the year will be Wednesday, December 3rd. There will be our annual Christmas party, once again held at the New Era Cafe, 10 Maslin Avenue on just off West Market Street. There will be a sign-up on the website just to give us an idea of how many places and how many people will be there. We'll have a very interesting speaker this year. Our club member Ray Wirt, W8VPV, will be speaking, and his call sign may give the topic away. He'll be talking about beekeeping. So that'll be an interesting one not to be missed. All right, those are all the announcements I have. Do we have any officers or club members with announcements of general information of the club? Go ahead now. And I will say newsletter articles are due, so please, if you'd like to submit something, please send it to newslettereditor@cfarc.org, and will be included in our, this will be the November newsletter coming up. All right, nobody else has any announcements. We'll go right to check-ins then. This is W8VPV looking for check-ins, and once we get you checked in, I guess once again we'll just ask, what did you do ham radio-wise this week? So go ahead with the check-ins.
K8HMS.
K8HMS, we got you right out of the gate. Stand by, Steve. We'll get right back to you. Next.
KD8VYT.
KD8VYT, we got you next. Russ, next.
W8VPV.
Got you in there, John, next.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Papa Bravo.
W8VPV, I can't put a name to the call yet. Give it to me, please, again.
Brian in Cuyahoga Falls.
Thank you, Brian. One of these days I will have those two connected mentally. Appreciate that. We'll get right back to you. Another check-in, please. Boy, the last station trying to check in, I could barely hear you. If you could try higher power, maybe get higher in the building if you're in a building, and move around. Give it another try. We'll turn the gain up here and see what I can hear.
KF8, DTA, Kilo, Foxtrot 8, Delta, Tango Alpha, Jeff.
All right, KF8, DTA, got you. We'll get back to you. Back to the top of the page. Steve, K8HMS, go ahead. Nothing coming through, Steve. You brought the repeater up, but didn't hear anything. Try it again.
Okay, stand by.
That came through okay. All right, we're going to move along. Steve will come right back to you. KD8VYT, go ahead, Russ.
Well, I haven't checked in for a while. All I've done this week and every week on ham radio is the Newsline. My HF antenna has been down since the storms we had at ham pension time. I'm not able to put them back up by myself, so I'm waiting to get that done one of these days. Anyway, everybody have a good Halloween, and try not to scare yourself when you look in the mirror. This is KD8VYT.
All right, Russ, very good then. I guess I hadn't realized your antennas were down. Is that the, not the tower itself? I remember helping put that up.
Well, the beam on the tower hasn't worked in a long time, but I've got a wire that goes over the house from the back of the lot all the way to the tree in the front, and it came apart. Well, we had to repair it because it got damaged from the roof, and then we cut it and added on to it, and where it was soldered, it came apart, and I just don't have the stamina to get out there and do it anymore. KD8VYT.
Oh, all right, Russ. Well, let me see if I can't put together some people here, and maybe we can get over there and take care of that sometime for you. That's a shame. I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't realize you were offline that long. Leave myself a note here. All right, and Russ, thank you very much for running Amateur Radio Newsline. I know it's probably a fairly straightforward thing for you, but it really means a lot for the rest of us. It frees me up for some stuff earlier in the night so I don't have to do it, and it really is appreciated. So thanks, Russ, for your help. All right, next up is John, W8VPV. Go ahead, sir.
W8VPV, this is W8VPV, John here in Cuyahoga Falls. Well, that advice from Russ about looking in the mirror was too late. We had our trick-or-treat stuff on Saturday evening already, and I did look in the mirror there, and so that's what happened there. a funny thing, Anthony sent the announcement about the presentation at our Christmas dinner, and I wrote him back about my experience with the topic that the presentation's going to be, and it is sort of funny how it had to do with geocaching and how those particular geocaches that I hit got their names, how I derived their names. So maybe I'll tell that story at the dinner there. Let's see, ham radio wise. I was at the clubhouse last Wednesday, and then I checked into the Sunbelt Service Net after being at the clubhouse. Then after that, at 8:30 p.m., was the Waste Your Time and Energy Net, which actually went a little longer than usual. And so during that net, I'd log my amateur radio activities on Volunteer Ham. And so the net, that Waste Your Time and Energy Net that day, went for an hour. Usually it's 45 minutes. So that was fun. And then Thursday and Friday, each day I checked into the Sunbelt Service Net. And then on Sunday evening, I was the net control station for the N8XPK 6-meter multi-state net. And let's see, and then now it's Monday. So I'll be logging these last few days here. I didn't participate in the CQ Worldwide DX contest because, I was doing some other stuff, so that's what happened there. So with that, this is W8VPV, back to the net.
All right, thanks, John. Really appreciate that. If anybody does ham radio stuff every day, it's got to be you. Really appreciate what you do. Thanks for coming up to the club last Wednesday. And the CQ Worldwide DX contest was in full swing. Anthony was demonstrating contesting during our class Sunday, letting some of the new technicians or the technician candidates see what contesting is all about. And he had some good questions about it, so that was a good session also. Appreciate that, John. Look forward to seeing you down the page. Next up, Brian, KE8EPB. Go ahead, sir.
Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is Kilo Foxtrot 8 Echo Papa Bravo. I hope everyone's doing good on the net and having a good evening. As far as ham radio goes, I got a connector for my HF radio so I could use my Hale headset, and then I wired up a push button trigger so I could use my hand instead of keying up the mic. I also got some crimpers and put together some BNC and some SO239 cables and used the switch I got at the Berea Ham Fest, and now I can switch back and forth on 2 meters with my RTL DLSR on my laptop, and so I have a waterfall for 2 meters or 70 centimeters, but I've been using it for mostly 2 meters. I also got on FT8 on 10 meters, I got an FT8 contact on Alaska and completed my 50 states, so I got all 50 states in mixed mode, and I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, that's all I got for tonight. I plan on going to the Maslin Ham Fest. I hope to see you guys there, and maybe I'll see you on Wednesday. Frank, I'm not sure what I got going on, but I'll try to make it over there. Either way, this is Kilo Foxtrot 8 Echo Papa Bravo. I hope everyone has a good night, and 73.
Very good, Brian, and congrats on the switch there. I've got a bank of switches. That was one of the first things I did with multiple radios and multiple antennas. Had to come up with a way to switch them back and forth so I wasn't always unscrewing and rescrewing in coax connectors, because that's rough on the threads for a lot of that. So excellent. Appreciate it. Thanks for the check-in. And as I say, I don't have any serious plans for Wednesday. I'm going to try to clean up and organize the clubhouse a bit and if that gets done fairly quickly, we do have a TS440 that I want to put through its paces and make sure it works properly. We've had several people interested in that, so that'll be on the plate next. Next up, KF8DTA. I did not write your name down, so go ahead. This is W8VPV.
I changed antennas. How's my sound coming through? KF8DTA.
Oh, much better, much better. You're 5x9 now. No trouble reading at all. Go ahead, and what's your first name, please?
Yeah, so the first name is Jeff, over here in New Franklin Township. Yeah, just hanging out with the family and listening to you guys. I did get to make some DX contacts this weekend. My wife asked me a question last night. Said, hey, can we have a conversation? I said, no. I'm a little tired from talking to 31 people in 18 different countries. Hi. Anyway, back to net control. KF8DTA.
Oh, very good, Jeff. Yeah, that can be a habit once the bug to work worldwide contests and worldwide people bites. And yeah, I've got a sister down in New Franklin who's licensed. We're going to try to get an antenna up before the snow flies, 2-meter 440, so I might be working her also then. All right, I'm at the bottom of my page, so looking for 5 more chat. Let's see, let's get back up here to Steve, K8HMS. He's still in there, Steve?
Yeah, Frank, I'm on the 2-meter side now. Any better?
Yeah, coming through loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for remembering. Don't know what happened on 440, but anyway, just good evening to you. Good evening to everybody. Thanks for running the net, and yeah, didn't do a lot this weekend. Got on the worldwide contest for just a little bit. Been doing a lot of yard work. So anyway, back to you. W8VPV, KHMS.
All right, very good, Steve. Did you get that QSL card yet?
No, I'm thinking about it.
All righty. I was just, when I first keyed your call in, I was surprised to see that show up at the top of the pile. And going back to, was it 49, was it? Or 59? I can't. It was older than I expected, so very good. Hope it gets back to you if you decide to go for it. All right, this is W8VPV, the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Monday night VHF UHF net. Looking for 5 more check-ins. Call signs, please.
Foxtrot 8, Echo Bravo Bravo, KF8, UVV, Steve.
All right, got you, Steve. Next.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Yankee Mike, Kevin in Monroe Falls.
All right, got you, Kevin. Next.
KF8, AVD, Kilo Foxtrot 8, Alpha Victor Delta, Tony, Merriman Valley, in and out tonight.
All right, Tony, thanks for stopping by. Sure appreciate it. Next.
8 KVI, in and out.
All right, Ron, appreciate you stopping by. Next. Alrighty, somebody in there, I heard some noise and then the audio dropped out and you held a repeater for a bit longer and that was it. Couldn't hear anything on there. Try it again.
Kilo 8, Papa Julie Whiskey, K8, PJW, Philip and Twinsburg.
Alright, K, was that Kilo Echo 8?
Negative, Kilo 8, Papa Julie Whiskey.
My apologies. I got you, Philip. We'll get right back to you. Next. All right, station trying. All I'm getting is noise. If you can either boost the power, try a better antenna. maybe get higher in the building or change location, we'll give it another try. Try it once more.
KE8TQR.
All right, KE8TQR. We got you, Keith. We'll get back to you then. All right, let's head back to the top of the page. KF8EBB. Steve, go ahead, sir.
Time check-in. I should have been in and out. Just a new ham licensed earlier this year. I'm just looking for different clubs to join and thought I'd check into tonight's net. Back to Mexico.
All right, very good, Kevin. Well, congratulations and welcome to Ham Radio. Hope to see you. We do have a our last in-person meeting coming up here. Let me get my announcements again. November, let's see here, 12th at Pilgrim United Church, Cuyahoga Falls, downtown, 7:30. We'll be doing a presentation on FreeDV, new digital mode, voice digital mode that seems to work good with low signal and low high noise levels. So that may be one you want to see in person. If you can't make it in person, there's a Zoom link on our website. By all means, Zoom into the meeting and catch us like that. And again, congratulations on getting your ham ticket and enjoying the hobby. Next up, Tony. Whoops, Tony was in and out. Ron was in and out. Next up, Philip, K8, PJW. Go ahead, sir.
W8VPV, K8PJW. Good evening, Frank, and good evening, everyone on the net tonight. Great to hear everyone. That was kind of a freer evening, so I thought I'd drop in and say hello. I do come in every so often, and I was on the Aries net earlier and thought, well, just hang around and talk to you guys too. Anyway, I mostly do WinLink during the week. Wednesday's a very busy day, but other days I do once in a while see when I can. Other than that, I was participated in the ARRL auction and got a couple of toys out of that, so I'm waiting for them to come in the mail so I can put them to work. So that's all I have. I'll hand it back to you. Thanks for doing that. This is K8PJW 73.
All right, Philip, appreciate you stopping by. Next up, Keith, KE8TQR. How you doing?
W8VPV, this is KE8TQR. Good evening, Frank. Thanks for letting me into your net tonight. Good evening to everyone else here on net. It's great to be with you all. Had a great weekend. I had a nice day today. And let me see, radio. What have I done with radio? Well, last year I got my tower up to the vertical position with all the antennas on it. The one thing I wanted to do that I did not get done was run all the coax through conduit from the tower to the house. So here about 3 weeks ago, I pulled all the coax out of the trench that I had dug last year. I had to redig some of the trench out, but I had all the conduit sitting out in the garage, which it's not there anymore. And let me tell you what, 2-inch CPVC conduit is not easy to put together by yourself. I found that out. So a friend of mine came over, N8LTR. We put all that together. We got all the coax pulled through the conduit. I got the weatherhead on and all the stuff, all the antennas and coax and all hooked all back up last Saturday. No, not last Saturday. The Saturday. When was? Oh no, it was about a week ago. Oh, I'm losing track of time. Terrible when you get old. Anyway, it's all hooked up back together. The trench is all filled back in, so everything is in conduit, and I'm happy with that. Over the weekend, let me see, what did I do? Oh, I got that all done, took care of some stuff outside because I wanted to get things ready for winter. And then I got down here Saturday and Sunday afternoon, and I did get into the CQ Worldwide contest. I was not a contester per se, but I had a great time making contacts with I don't know how many different countries. Made a total of 55 contacts with people. Hawaii, the Netherlands, Iceland, Brazil, Suriname. Well, I'm not even sure. I didn't even know where that was. I had to look it up on the map. But I made 55 contacts.
Repeater, timeout. Time. Repeater. Out.
Am I still here?
You're back now, Keith. We lost you about the time you said you made 55 contacts.
What's the timeout on the repeater, Frank?
It's 2 minutes, unfortunately. We may have upped that to 3.
Roger on that. I had my phone set on 3 minutes. I thought that's what it was. Okay, I timed it out. Anyway, I made 55 contacts, a lot of different countries, and I had a grand time. I do appreciate whoever sent out the announcement for that contest. Please keep doing that because it makes it easier on me. Anyway, I'm going to send it back to you, Frank, before I time it out one more time. Wish everyone a great evening, great rest of the week, and we'll hope to hear everybody next week. What are we on tonight, Frank, for HF? And I'll meet you over there. This is KE8TQR 773, and God bless.
All right, very good, Keith. Yeah, tonight the band exploration net is on 80 meters, somewhere around 3.827 megahertz. QRM and band activity will determine exactly the frequency, and I will try to announce it about a minute or two before we get on the air, about 9:28 or so on this repeater. So look forward to hearing you there. All right, this is W8VPV, the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Monday night VHF UHF net. I'm at the bottom of my list, so I'm looking for 5 more check-ins. Call sign only. Go ahead now. All right, we'll try it once more and then go through the check-ins. This might be a light net tonight. Do we have any other check-ins? This is W8VPV, the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club, Monday night net.
KF8CDU, Scott in Stowe.
Scott, good evening. I guess I got a light enough check-in. We're going to work people one at a time. Go ahead. What do you have for us tonight?
Don't really have too much. I did get a 40-meter NFET half-wave setup semi-permanently, so kind of excited about that. But other than that, not a whole lot else going on, so back to net.
All right, well, thanks for checking in, stopping by. We really appreciate it. There's somebody here every Monday night about this time, so don't be a stranger. We always look forward to hearing new hams on the air. Looking for another check-in. This is W8VPV. Right, nothing heard. We'll go through the announcements more, and then once more, we'll put one more call out for check-ins, and then go ahead and wrap this net up. It looks like it's going to be a small one tonight. Coming up Wednesday, October 29th, that's this Wednesday, I'll be kind of cleaning up at the clubhouse. I invite any other club members out to check it out, help if you want, just see what we've got up there. We do have the new windows in and the new doors, so we're excited about that, and we're getting ready for, we're going to try to do winter field day up there, so if you're interested in that, by all means, let us know. Don't forget Saturday, November 2nd is the time change. Time to, as they say, spring ahead or fall back. This will be fall, so you'll be turning the clocks back 1 hour. That's also the date of the Mansfield MAPS Ham Fest. An excellent place for ham radio and an excellent place if you are into aviation. They have a lot of amazing airplanes there, and it's like 2 shows for the price of 1. I think you'll be interested if you're interested in either one of those. Wednesday, November 12th, we'll have our last meeting of the year, last formal meeting of the year. This will be at the Pilgrim United Church of Christ, downtown Cuyahoga Falls, between Broad and 2nd Street. Presentation will be on Free DV, a new digital voice package that allows you to use a microphone. It digitizes your voice and then transmits it via sideband, and the other side receives it and decodes it. And it's able to do a much better job than just naturally single sideband. So look forward to seeing you there. If you can't make it in person, this will be a Zoomed meeting, so by all means you can catch us via the Zoom link on our webpage. Sunday, November 16th, we have a VE session at the Cuyahoga Falls Public Library. Advanced sign-up is requested. This will be the last VE session of the year for our club, so if you know somebody who either wants to get their license or wants to do an upgrade, this is a great chance to do it. We will have some event Wednesday, November 16th at the clubhouse. Wednesday, November 26th at the clubhouse. Don't know what it is yet. We'll kind of get the word out on that as time goes. And then finally, Wednesday, December 3rd will be our last get-together of the year. It'll be our annual Christmas party. This will be held at the New Era Cafe. Let me break for time. This will be held at the New Era Cafe, 10 Maslin Road. We'll just be ordering off the menu. There will be a sign-up form on the website just to let us know how many people will be attending. Appreciate that. We will have a very interesting speaker. Ray Wirt, one of our club members, has another hobby in there, raising bees. His call sign, interestingly enough, is W8VPV, and he'll be talking about beekeeping, so that should be an interesting one for all. Okay, those are the announcements. Do we have any last check-ins? This is W8VPV, the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club, Monday night, VHF, UHF net.
W03X recheck.
Go ahead, recheck.
Yeah, this is W03X. I forgot to mention that I was contacted about the Geneseret home run for the homeless, and so I signed up to be in the same spot as the last few years. So I got confirmation about that, and so I'm not sure if anybody else got anything. That was from Artie. This is W03X, back to the net.
All right, thanks very much for that reminder. I did mean to mention that, and I don't have it here. Let me see if I've got Artie's email. Here we go. Let's see here. Let me get an email address for this guy. Okay, we are doing one of our club members, Artie, is coordinating the Geneseret home run for the homeless. That is Thanksgiving morning, the morning of Thanksgiving Day. Downtown Akron, a little small run, but it benefits a great cause. If you'd like to participate in that event, you want to reach out to Artie, Art Barbetta, N8RKA at CRARCHAM.org. His email address. So you may want to reach out to him then. Okay. Do we have any other last check-ins? And if not, we'll go ahead and wrap this net up, and we'll hold our 40-meter or 80-meter net coming up here in a little less than a half hour. All right, nothing heard then. Let me go ahead and wrap this up. And preparing to close this net, I would like to thank each and every one of you who took the time to join us and check in tonight. Without your participation, there would be no net. This has been Frank, W8EZT, and it's been my pleasure to host this evening net. We'll now close this net with 11, 12, 13 check-ins, myself included, and return our repeaters to normal and customary amateur radio use. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, closing the net at 9:04 p.m. local time. Stay tuned for our band expiration net starting about 9:30. Somewhere on 80 meters, somewhere near 3.827 megahertz, and I will announce that exact frequency on this repeater just before the net starts. It'll be in about 25 minutes. Thanks, everybody. 73. Have a good weekend. Good week. W8EZT, clear.
W8VPV. Repeater PL110.9. W8VPV. Repeater. W8VPV. Repeater.
This is W8VPV. The band exploration net on 80 meters tonight will be on 3.832 megahertz. 3.832 megahertz. This is W8VPV. That start in about 2 minutes.
W8VPV. Repeater.